Hey guys, welcome to Leila's Thoughts. My name is Leila Williams, and today we're here with Kayla. And today we're going to be discussing four-year college versus community college.
So we'll be talking about our decisions and when applying, our living situations, home versus the dorm, our social lives, our eating/food situations, coursework, how we feel, and our future plans. So let's go ahead and start with our decisions and applying to college.
Oh yeah. So I applied to over 20 schools, and I mostly only got into my safeties. And I ended up going to Michigan State, which was one of my safeties.
For me, I applied to a bunch of, or only a couple of nursing programs in California, but I either got into ones that I didn't really want to go to, or I didn't get into my major. So I made the decision to do community college first and then transfer out.
I also got rejected from every California school I applied to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for, what should we do next? Our living situation.
You gotta talk about that longer. That was 2
Okay,
seconds.
yeah. So, how I felt when going to pick community college. At first, during senior year, I was pretty embarrassed and I didn't want to go to community college. And then towards the end, I realized that I would be saving a lot of money and it was the better option for me personally and how I was in life to do community college and live at home and then transfer out. That way, I would have time to work and save money and also have a good resume for nursing school.
I also, when choosing schools, I decided the main reason I went to MSU was because there was a bar crawl that day. And also I didn't want to go to Oregon because it was rainy and Colorado State was too depressing. So I kind of picked which option wasn't the worst for me. Yeah, I didn't really like it. I'm trying to transfer.
Okay. And then what should we talk about? Our living situations. We'll be comparing.
You have the list of what we're talking about next.
We'll be comparing our living situations at home and then in the dorm. So for me, since I go to community college, I still live at home. And right now, I feel like it's pretty comfortable. I don't have to pay for bills or anything, food. And I like where I'm at right now, and it's pretty comfortable and convenient for me. What about you?
There's some random guy on it. For me, I lived in a dorm, a suite style dorm, so I had one roommate and then I had two suite mates, and we shared a bathroom, so it was room, bathroom in between. And I didn't get along great with my roommate. She kind of stopped talking to me at the beginning of the year. I didn't know why, my suite mates didn't know why. And then at the beginning of second semester, she moved out, which I was really thankful for because I wanted my own room to begin with, which you can't really get as a freshman. So I was really happy she moved out. I did not like having a roommate. I hated being woken up in the morning because she could not be quiet, and I always just felt a little uneasy having someone in my room.
Yeah, for me, that's why I like living at home because I'm an only child as well. So I've always had my own room and my own space, so that's the most comfortable for me. And even thinking of when I do go to a four-year university, I do want to live by myself, so I also continue to have my own space and I feel comfortable.
Will you be a junior?
Yeah, I'm a junior.
Yeah. Everyone told me, oh, you need to experience this, it's good for your social skills. I kind of disagree. I just really didn't like having a roommate. We'd also always fight over the windows, not even talking about it. I'd come in, the windows would be open, I'd close them. As soon as I left, she'd open them back up. She had the windows open and the fan on when it was snowing out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good roommate's house.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so kind of relating to our living situations, now we'll be talking about our social lives and the differences between that. So for my social life, I don't really have much of it since up until now, spring quarter, I've been taking online classes, so I haven't gotten the chance to be in person with other people yet. But right now I am taking chem in person, and I would say at school I don't really have a social life because everyone is different ages than me, I would say, in my class, and everyone does their thing. Like, they listen to the lecture, go to lab, and they go home. Like, that's especially what I do too. And I feel like that for me, at least, there's not many chances to make new friends or have more social time. But I think it's okay because I am pretty busy with school, work, and other stuff. So I do see my friends that live at home also, or the ones that are coming back for summer. So it's not that bad, but yeah. What about you?
For me, first off, talking about friends at home, it's really hard because I'm on East Coast time now and we're in the West Coast, so there's always a time difference. I end up talking to everyone when it's like midnight or later because it's 9 p.m. for them, and I don't talk to them a lot, mostly like over text or Snap, not really like calling. Social life at school, for me, my first year friend group kind of split up, and I kind of left them because I like dated one of them, and they're like they're still friends with them, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be friends. One of them went kind of crazy. A lot of people's roommates go crazy. Yeah. I joined a club. Well, I joined Club Ultimate, and that was like really fun. So it was good to have a team again, and that's where most of my friends are on the team. I feel like a bigger club might be hard to make friends, but something like Ultimate Frisbee, where there's only like 15 of us, that's where I made most of my friends.
Yeah, for me, I think that when I go to a four-year university, I definitely want to expand my social life more and have more of a social life. But at the same time, I do want to be focused on my goal and focus on studying and becoming a nurse, while also balancing out going out sometimes and having fun with other people. But I feel like for now, it's okay that I don't really do that as much because I'm really more focused on school anymore. But yeah.
I also feel like location of your school has a lot to do with your social life because, at least for Michigan State, we're a really bar-heavy school. So everyone goes out to the bars, and I mean, if you have a fake or...
You're of age.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't condone.
We don't condone getting a fake. Yeah. Don't do that.
We don't condone.
We don't condone underage drinking.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad. Yes. But yeah, when thinking about schools, it's definitely important to consider like what's around your school, not just your campus. Like, it's really boring being around a campus that doesn't have much. Which we forgot to talk about food.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that next. Also for me, I feel like since my school, everybody's at different stages of their life. Like, there is some people that are my age and have just graduated high school last year, but there's a lot of people that are like in their 20s, even in their 40s, and can be parents even. So it's hard to make friends with people because it's hard to relate to them if they're not around the same age as people. But for you, I feel like you're surrounded by more people closer to your age, right? Yeah. Okay, next we're going to be talking about our food situation, and yeah, you want to go first?
Okay, yeah. So moving from the Bay Area to Michigan was really a culture shock. There's so much less food options. Like, around here, you have boba everywhere. You walk through a mall, there's like boba. Michigan, I could probably think of like 2 boba places total that I've seen. A lot of good coffee, but there's just so many less food options, and there's so much like the quantity of food options here is so much more. So it's just like a big culture shock for me. And also, I hate the dining hall. I'm lucky that I had like a pretty good dining hall. Like, Michigan State's dining halls aren't bad. And then we have combos, which is like food options where you can get at like the little convenience stores or like Starbucks. But I just hated having to go out and see everybody and go out in public every day just to eat.
For me, since I live at home, most of my food is paid for by my parents, which I like. And it's really easy to continue eating healthier because I'm able to cook my own food, eat home-cooked food, and even when my parents aren't paying for my food, I can go out and get whatever I want. Like, sometimes I'll go to Trader Joe's and buy like sweet potatoes, ground turkey, and like broccoli, so I can cook those types of meals for myself. And then I do say that I spend quite a bit of money on food, especially near when I'm at work or school, because it's the most convenient for me. I do get Starbucks a lot, which is kind of bad, but I feel like it's just like the closest option for my work, and whenever I'm hungry I just kind of need something quick to eat. But yeah, I really like what you said too, like around here especially, there's so many good food places to eat, like Asian food and all that stuff.
And we have the Asian grocery stores too.
Yes, I love those.
But I was dying all semester because the dining hall rice was terrible.
I feel like I cannot live with that.
No. And I'm used to having so many fruit options, like strawberries all the time and apples, which they just don't have in a dining hall.
I feel like if I were there, I'd be too picky, because sometimes I am a little picky. Like, I like to eat fresher foods or more healthy or like plain type of food, like all whole foods basically.
Yeah.
So to not have foods that I like, I feel like that would be a problem for me. Like, I wouldn't be able to eat them.
Yeah. It's not fun. It always made my stomach upset too, and it's like if I didn't eat, my stomach would be upset. If I did eat, my stomach would be upset, and I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't think I could live like that. Let's see, the next topic.
I was like, and also Michigan State has a 2-year live-on requirement, so I can't really get out of the dorms. Some people can, depending on the like different circumstances, but I can't. So if I go back there next year, back to the dining hall. So fun.
Okay, the next thing is coursework. So for me, since I've been doing most of my Gen Ed classes, I haven't started my science prereqs yet. It's been pretty easy, and since it's a lot online, I would say it's really easy. And even earlier when I was at the dentist asked me if St. Francis or De was harder, and I would say my experience with schoolwork at St. Francis was harder than
High school.
Harder than my first year of college. So yeah, what about you?
I also took a lot of gen eds. I switched my major twice. I was originally going to try to apply to the business school, and then I decided to do psych and kinesiology. So I kind of just did some major specific. I took like econ and psych 101, but I did mostly university requirements. That being said, I recommend taking APs to get them out of the way.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with like psych, chem,
Yeah.
bio, those type of things. Yeah.
They may not hold up if you transfer though, which is a problem, but if you pick a school you like and you want to take APs, definitely get them out of the way. Gen eds are annoying.
Yeah, I agree. Because some of the classes, they have nothing to do with your major, but you still have to take them. Like, I have to take some random classes like anthropology or like other classes that don't really.
I took one about bugs
Oh,
and
that's very
immigration
random.
post World War II in Europe.
That's very random.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of classes that you would think you would take in like high school that don't really have anything to do with
Yeah.
what you're actually studying.
Also, don't listen to your academic advisor. I'm so serious. Do not listen to them. They will put you in the worst classes imaginable.
I agree.
Look at your graduation requirements. Look at what you need to take. Do research on a class, and definitely look on how the class is being graded in the syllabus. Don't take a class where if you miss 2 or 3 assignments, your grade is cooked.
I would say for me, like at community college, make sure you look at the transfer requirements, because what I'm going through right now is the different schools that I want to apply to. Each school has different random classes or more chem classes than other schools for nursing. So it's like kind of hard to decide which classes I'm going to take for fall quarter, because different schools that I want to go to have different requirements, which is kind of difficult.
Also, grad schools, you may have to take classes that aren't part of your major. Like if I were to become an athletic trainer, I think I'd have to take physics, which isn't required for me. But I do think that my college coursework was also a lot lighter than high school.
Yeah.
We did both go to private school, which that could, because like college prep.
Yeah, and I did take APs in senior year too.
Also, we took 7 classes.
Yeah.
College, you take like 5, maybe a lab.
I take like
3 to
4,
5.
Yeah.
4 or 5
Yeah.
with lab maybe.
It's not too bad.
So it's like not as much.
Yeah.
And it's not every day.
And I feel like for me, since it was online, like I wasn't really thinking about school. Like at times it didn't feel like I was in school because it was all online, and then some of the work I could get done like earlier in the week, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. But now since I'm in chem, like I actually have to like study for tests and make sure I know the material because I'm actually going in person to school.
What about the timing of your classes?
Oh yeah, okay. So for my chem class, my lecture is at 8:30 in the morning, which was pretty early for me when I first started the quarter because I wasn't really waking up that early. And then on Mondays I have lab until 1 o'clock. So it's not too bad. I only have to go in twice a week. So yeah. What about you?
I had a lot of early morning classes. I also didn't want to take my late ones, but when people say you're not gonna wake up for class, you're not gonna wake up for class. Like unless you're one of those really type A, like, oh, I get up early all the time, I can really do that. You're not gonna get up for an 8 a.m. Like high school, you get up like maybe even 6:30 in the morning to get ready.
Yeah.
You're gonna be exhausted in college. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I think about how like literally last year in high school I would get up at 5 a.m. to get ready and then have a full day to school and then go to track practice after and then do homework after that. Like how was I not super exhausted? Because even now I have like a 2-hour lecture and then I get home and I'm like really tired.
Yeah.
How did I do all that in high school? I don't understand.
I honestly just stopped showing up to classes. I showed up to my writing class, which was attendance required, but I also showed up late, so that kind of screwed up my grade.
Oh, another thing we should talk about is how hard it is to like register for classes. in
Oh my
college.
god.
That experience is so annoying. Like sometimes you don't have a clearance to like take one class, like you're missing something, or you can't get into the class that you actually need to take. Like I feel like that's a really annoying part.
Hey guys, sorry we got cut off. My phone ran out of storage. Again. Twice.
Okay. So we're going to be continuing talking about how hard it is to register for college classes and meet with counselors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it's time to register for classes, academic advisors, you can't even email them. Like they
Yeah.
won't respond to an email, and getting an appointment is like impossible. And then signing up for classes, there's so many kids that have priority over you, athletes, honors,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
upperclassmen. It's so hard to get classes.
Yeah. Literally, like, when they give you the set registration time, it's like waiting for a shoe drop. Like, you literally have to click on your class and get it at that time, or the class is going to be awful.
It's like Ticketmaster Wars.
Yeah. And it will literally be the class that you really need. And I hate that. And I feel like counselors, like, sometimes they're not the most helpful either, especially before you're supposed to register for the class.
Not at all.
Yeah. What was our next?
I don't know. Yeah, academic advisors are so unhelpful, and sometimes they don't even do what you ask them to. Like, I needed one to add on a major for me, and she just didn't do it. And so I couldn't register for a class, and it just got filled up.
Should we talk about our future plans?
Is that next?
What is this about? Like, how we feel about what?
Oh, well, we've kind of been talking about how we feel the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah. We're gonna talk about like how we felt or feel at our school, but we kind of shared our
already did that.
experience with that already. So I guess we could talk about our future plans. Okay. I feel like you should go first because you have
Okay.
a lot.
So this summer I'm trying to apply to Fordham, and I'm trying to transfer. Unfortunately, this semester my GPA was too low to apply to Spring UGA, University of Georgia. So I'm praying on Fordham, and I did actually get a person to help me write my essays, and it's actually been pretty helpful. I have to finish my draft by today.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I'm trying to transfer to Fordham, and I'd probably switch my major from kin and psych to design and technology with a minor in fashion design. And I'm kind of unsure what I want to do, but I want to do something centered around fashion.
That's cool. Alright. For me, I'm gonna continue taking classes during summertime, but summer I'm gonna go back to all online because I'm taking ethics and then sociology. And then I'm also gonna continue working. Oh, we didn't talk about that yet, like jobs.
right.
We'll talk about that
We'll
after.
talk about that, yeah.
And then for starting fall 2026, and then like that whole school year, I'm gonna start doing the bulk of my science requirements. So that would be like more chem series, and then like anatomy and physiology and microbiology, and then hopefully I did want to finish by spring 2027, but if I'm not able to do that, then I would have to apply for either spring or fall 2028 nursing school, which even though it's not like the 2 years exactly that I wanted to be done at community college, it's okay because I do have to study for the TEAS exam to get into nursing school, and then that would also give me time to either volunteer at a hospital or get a medical assistant certification. So yeah, and then hopefully I will get into a nursing school, hopefully in SoCal, and then go there for my bachelor's. Okay, now we're gonna talk about jobs.
So I don't have a job. Well, I have a job as a summer camp counselor, which I just got, but that's starting soon and during the summer. I didn't get a job this year during school. I've heard that like freshman year you shouldn't, just because it's a big change. And then
At 4-year university.
yeah, at 4-year university. And also it's kind of hard to find jobs, I feel like. A lot of people do choose to work on campus, which I've heard is nice, but I just personally don't want to work on campus. I kind of want the perks of working at somewhere like Starbucks, but that's also hard to do. What about you?
Yeah, for me, so all last summer I was applying everywhere and trying to look for a job, and it was, as you probably know, like you can apply everywhere on Indeed and then you'll hear back from nothing. Like you'll literally hear nothing. And then in October 2025 I got a job at Club Pilates, and I really like my job. Like it's pretty easy. All I really do is a lot of computer stuff with clients, and then checking members in, and also cleaning and making sure the studio looks nice. But I would say I really like my job. It's really chill, and for what I get paid, like it's pretty good, and a really good first job, and a really rare first job to have, I feel like. So yeah.
How is it balancing community college with your job?
Yeah, so since I did start with all online, it was pretty easy because I had a lot of time to fill up. That's originally why I wanted a job too, was because I had a lot of free time and didn't really know what to do with it, and also I wanted to save money for when I moved to a 4-year university, and also have a little bit of money for things I need right now, like food, and then also like shopping. So yeah, it's been pretty easy so far. I think when I get busy with more of my science classes starting in the fall, I will have to like adjust my schedule a bit. But yeah, I do work 5 days a week. Yeah.
When I go to if I go to Fordham, when I go to Fordham,
Manifesting it.
I'm definitely gonna try to get like an internship somewhere at either like a newspaper or like a magazine, like I want to say like Vogue.
Ooh.
That would be cool. Or like at a fashion house. I'm definitely not gonna try. I've heard that it's better to apply in person. So honestly, I might just like walk in and be like,
yeah.
"Are y'all hiring?"
Yeah.
I might just do that. And I'm trying to get the Manhattan location because that's where the majority of my classes are for my major, and where the fashion studies minor is.
For me as well though, I like my job, but I do kind of wish to have like a job that's more like healthcare / like medically related. And maybe during next summer, when I have time to before nursing school, I can hopefully get a job that's more related to healthcare. Yeah.
Do you think you're at a disadvantage right now because you're not in a healthcare job?
I'm not sure. A lot of people doing nursing right now, some of them become CNAs, which I might want to do, but I'm not really sure. And I feel like kind of not behind in a way, but like I need to build up my resume for nursing school with more things that relate to nursing. So yeah, but hopefully I have time to do that next summer. Yeah.
I do feel behind, low key, but
I feel like everybody does at this age, and like maybe like your 20s, everybody feels like behind, or they're like not doing enough. You know what I mean?
I definitely feel like that, especially at a 4-year college in the middle of Michigan. I just felt like my life was slipping away and I couldn't do anything that I really wanted to do. Like, I really want to move to New York, and yeah, just being at a 4-year in the middle of nowhere.
I feel like that's like a similar feeling, even though I'm not at a 4-year and I'm at home. Like, I have that feeling of not being able to do the things I really want to do or go out, but it's kind of like I'm sacrificing in a way and really focusing in these first 2 years so that when I go to a 4-year, I can be focused again on nursing and also live my life. So yeah. What was our other thing that we talked about? Should we start our advice?
We should start the advice.
Okay. Let me pull that up.
So at the end of every podcast, we're going to do an advice of the day, which is one piece of advice that I'm going to give, and then whoever my guest is, which Kayla is also going to give a piece of advice. So
Here. Wait, you want to go first?
I'll go
You
first.
Yeah.
Okay. This I had to write down because it's a little...
Yeah, I wrote mine down.
Yeah, I wrote mine down too. Okay, so my advice of the day is if you're unsure of what you want to do, I think you should still try it. I really hated a lot of my first year, but it was really good for me to experience and figure out what I wanted in life. And I think it was really good for me to learn that I didn't like a traditional 4-year or like a really big school like Michigan State. And just know that there's so many options for you and you aren't stuck, but I think you should just go out and try it anyways.
Yeah. Mine is a little bit similar. So mine is that if you want to do something, just do it. Sounds like Nike. But there's always going to be goals that you want to achieve, such as going to the gym consistently or eating healthier. But the only way to start is to just dive right into it and put your thoughts into action. I feel like that's something that really hinders people from achieving their goals and doing things that they actually want to do, is the intimidation of a new start. People are scared of the idea of being new at something or being a beginner, that it actually hinders them from accomplishing their goals of what they want to do. So yeah.
Let the plans out of the group chat.
Yes.
I was thinking about that the whole time.
Make what you want to do happen. Make it happen.
Yeah.
All right.
How do we end it?
Thank you for
Thank you.
listening to today's first episode of Leila's Thoughts. We hope you liked our
podcast. Please like and subscribe.
And hit the little bell for more videos like this.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.